I'm gonna be surviving the next 100 days in hardcore Minecraft as a Grumble in the newest update to the Doors series, The Mines. Using my powers to blast through obstacles and monstrous abilities to strike down enemies, I will overcome numerous threats while growing into bigger and stronger forms. Will I be able to stop Seek and escape the mines, or will I be trapped in its depths forever? It was time to find out as I spawned into the Adit. I was a giggle inside of a nest with all of my unhatched brothers and sisters. Standing before me was my mom, the Queen Grumble.
Welcome to the world, son. I promise. One day I'll bring you to the surface so you can see the world outside of these mines.
Suddenly, a shadowy monster of black sludge seeped into the room. It was none other than the terrifying monster Seek.
No creature escapes the mines, and I'll make sure it stays that way.
Seek ran towards my mom, and the two of them fought neck and neck as my mom tried to defend our family. Unfortunately, Seek was able to overpower her.
Son, run!
The evil entity slammed its fist down and killed her, causing his body to mutate into an even stronger form. He sprouted long tentacles from his back, mutated claws, and a hulking new size. Mom, no!
You and all of the other creatures here will be trapped forever.
I began to run for my life as the empowered Seek chased after me. On day 2, I was being pursued through the mines by Seek. His dark tentacles broke through the walls, trying to grab me as the mine shaft collapsed around us.
Come here, I'll make it quick.
I didn't slow down, refusing to look back in fear of Seek capturing me. Hazardous rubble dropped around me left and right, but thanks to my small size, I managed to evade it. Suddenly, I heard the sound of a familiar voice call out to me. Oh no! That sounds like one of my family members! I rushed towards the source of the screaming, but I arrived too late. Seek appeared and struck down a giggle before my very eyes. No!
There you are.
Seek closed in on me, forcing me to keep running. However, I was soon met with a massive chasm blocking my path. I don't have a choice. I have to try and jump. I ran to build up speed and took a leap of faith. To my horror, I plummeted down into the depths of the mine below. Just as I thought I was done for, I managed to land inside of a moving minecart, avoiding death for now. The ground trembled as Seek dropped down on the tracks behind me.
You won't escape.
On day 3, I was riding the minecart as Seek barreled after me in the darkness. During the chaos, I passed by something really interesting, but I didn't have time to slow down. Did you see that? There are loads of other secrets hidden throughout the video. Try to find them all. Soon, I realized the track split in two. I didn't know which way to turn, and I was running out of time. Just then, a strange blue light lit one of the paths. Something about its energy attracted me towards it. Looks like I'm going this way. I turned my cart towards the direction of the guiding light and arrived at the end of the railway. There, I found a mysterious crucifix waiting for me. What's this? I picked up the item and suddenly felt a surge of power course through my body. I grew bigger in size, sprouted extra eyes, and my teeth were sharpened to a deadly point. I was now a Grumble with 5 more hearts and new abilities. Whoa, what did that do to me? My new powers included a vicious roar and a laser beam from my eyes. Suddenly, Seek ambushed me. He had finally caught up.
I've got you now.
In a panic, I used my crucifix on him, causing the item to vanish. A blue summoning circle appeared beneath his feet and locked him down with chains. However, not even the power of the crucifix was enough to stop him. Seek started to break free of his confines and turned his sights back onto me.
You think that little thing can contain me?
I was nearly out of options, but luckily I had my new Grumble strength at my disposal. I burrowed into the walls, narrowly escaping Seek before he could fully break out and capture me.
Mark my words, I'll hunt you down and kill you, just like I did with your mother.
I broke out into another part of the caverns, only for the room around me to shake violently. Oh no! My digging made this place unstable! I have to get out of here! On days 4 through 7, I was running through the collapsing cavern. I spotted the next door and slipped through it before I was crushed by rubble. On the other side, I found the figure standing right in front of me. Just as I was about to panic, dripstone fell on the other side of the room, making noise. The monster lunged towards it, completely ignoring me. Looks like he only follows sound. I'll have to stay quiet. I kept my head low as I snuck through the room for a way out. The figure wandered the area, closely listening for anything that dared to enter his domain. Soon, I reached the exit, but it was blocked off by an industrial wall. Oh no! If I want to get out of here, I have to open this door first. I took in my surroundings and spotted switches scattered around the room. With nowhere else to go, I began to switch, flipping them all on. During the process, the figure came out of nowhere, nearly bumping into me. Luckily, I managed to react and avoid him from detecting me for now. I reached the final switch and flipped it. However, to my horror, a loud noise sounded through the cavern as it lifted the door. My cover had been blown. Ah! I panicked and tried to run for the exit, but the creature stopped with a powerful strike, knocking me back. I had been found! On days 8 through 10, I was fighting off the figure with my Grumble abilities. The two of us went back and forth with different attacks, but even in my upgraded state, the monster was far stronger than me. With one blow from his Screech Beam attack, I was left with low health. This is bad. I need to find a way to get this guy away from me. I looked around and noticed a machine in the room, giving me an idea. I managed to dodge an incoming attack from the figure and took the chance to power on the machine. It powered onto life, creating a loud noise. The noise distracted the figure, buying me just enough time to escape into the next room. There, I found myself inside of a mysterious hallway. I better keep moving if I don't want the figure to catch up to me. I walked forward until the entity Cult appeared in front of me, causing me to take damage. Leave me alone! I turned around and the monster immediately stopped attacking, vanishing into thin air. Looks like I have to change directions each time this thing appears. Here goes nothing. I continued to push my way through the room. Each time Halt appeared, I changed direction to avoid taking damage. Eventually, I made it past the entity, but I was disoriented and lost in the darkness of the mines. Oh no, where am I? Just then, I noticed a light on the floor and picked it up to brighten the way. However, I soon realized I was in a room full of gloombat eggs. A swarm of angry gloombats came flying towards me. On days 11 through 14, I was fighting the swarm of gloombats. Thanks to my new powers, I was stronger than the pesky mutants, but they greatly outnumbered me. As I fought off a horde in front of me, more bats continued to attack from everywhere. What gives? Why are you all attacking me? One of the gloombats swooped in with a bite attack, causing me to drop my light onto the ground. Suddenly, a part of the swarm flocked towards the light instead. I realized that they were attracted to it. If I can't defeat them one-on-one, then I'll have to do it in a single go. While the swarm was in a single spot, I readied my roar attack and unleashed it at the enemies, eliminating them all at once. Before I could even catch my breath, the eggs in the room began to hatch into more gloombats. These guys are relentless! I need to get out of here. I ran towards the door as more and more bats hatched around me. Before the second wave could fully form, I pressed on through the door into the next room. When I arrived on the other side, I found that it was full of water. This must be some kind of sewer. Suddenly, Seek came out of a pipe above my head. I evaded him as he crashed into the water below us.
Looks like I found my runaway Grumble. Your life ends here.
I jumped past Seek, starting our second chase. On days 15 through 17, I was once again being pursued by the terrifying Seek. I platformed over treacherous jumps as the monster spawned his deadly tentacles from every angle. They swang down onto me, trying to stop me in my tracks. I did my best to avoid the tentacles and kept jumping platforms, not taking a second to look back. However, I soon found myself cornered in a room full of red flammable gas.
You can't escape me.
Seek clawed at the door as I looked around and soon noticed that the same blue guiding light from before was directing me towards a wall. I'm sure this is the way out of this mess. I fumbled through the chests in the area, finding some flint and steel, which I used on the wall. The red gas in the air caused the fire to explode, blasting a hole in the wall and revealing a secret passage. I followed the path and arrived inside of a giggle nest where I found my siblings waiting inside. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you guys are okay! Just then, I realized something was terribly wrong. They were covered in Seek's black sludge. They had been corrupted.
Join us, brother.
Without warning, my corrupted family attacked. On days 18 through 21, I was under attack by my own Giggle brothers and sisters. Although I was stronger than them, I didn't want to hurt my family. Please, snap out of it! I begged my siblings to stop, but they wouldn't back down. The corruption was too strong. I quickly ran to the next door in the room until a red goblin, El Goblino, came through it instead.
Oi, take this!
He handed me another crucifix, causing my form to once again change. I grew even bigger in size and grew another eyeball on top of my head. I had 5 more hearts and an upgraded laser eye power. With my new abilities, I blasted the ground next to my family members, scaring them away from us. We then quickly escaped into the next room. Thankfully for us, we landed inside of Jeff's shop. Thanks for the help back there, but my family is in trouble.
Well, lucky for you, I know how to make a cure. But you have to complete a task for me if we're going to do it.
I'll do anything.
Alright, then hurry and come with me. There isn't much time before your family is corrupted forever.
On days 22 to 25, I followed El Goblino to another part of the mines when suddenly the room trembled. We both stopped in our tracks. What was that?
It's what we came here for. Now hurry and hide.
The two of us took cover as the lights around us shifted to blue. Rush then zoomed by the two of us as we hid in fear.
Rush carries the cure to Seek's influence, but the only way we'll get it from him is with the trap. Otherwise, he's just too fast for us.
The only way to catch something that fast is with my crucifix. I only have 1 shot.
Then you better make it count.
I stepped out of my hiding spot and set my crucifix down, hoping to lure Rush directly to it. Okay, the trap is set. Now, we wait for Rush. I thought we had this in the bag, but suddenly a small spider jumped out of a toolbox and took the crucifix. Hey, I need that! It was too late as Rush zoomed into the room and set his sights on me. He immediately darted towards me and I braced myself. On days 26 through 28, I was under attack by Rush. He used his slash attacks on me, zooming and circling around in breakneck speeds. I used my laser eye attacks to try and fight him back, but he was too fast to keep track of or land a hit on. I decided to turn my attention to the spider thief. Get back here, you little pest! I need that crucifix! I trapped the spider in a corner, and he had no choice but to drop the crucifix or be finished.
You can have it. This isn't worth my precious life.
With the crucifix back in my possession, all I had to do was place it at the right moment. Hey, ugly face, come and get me! Rush heard my request and sped towards my location. Once he turned the corner to face me, I quickly placed down the crucifix, locking him in place and giving me enough time to land a powerful final blow. Now's my chance! With one final laser eye attack, I struck down Rush for good. As he fell, he left the cure behind and the lights changed back to normal. I got the cure, but there isn't much here.
It will be enough to save your family, but you can't waste a single drop. Be careful.
That was when we both suddenly heard strange noises coming from behind one of the doors. It sounded like someone was in trouble.
Ah! Get away from me, you little freaks!
We both rushed through the door to find that my corrupted Giggle family had invaded Jeff's shop. On days 29 through 32, I was trying to contain my corrupted family before they did further damage to Jeff's shop. I had to cure them fast. I tried to gather up my corrupted Giggle allies in order to administer the cure, but they were slippery and kept crawling away whenever I got a hold of them. They keep moving, and I don't have enough of this cure to cure them one at a time. How am I supposed to cure them all at once?
Grumble, use the machine over there.
I turned and saw a fog machine in the corner of Jeff's shop. When I set my sights on it, I understood what El Goblino's plan was. I ran towards the machine, but Giggles got in my way and swarmed me, pushing me back and keeping me from the machine. I unleashed my powers onto them, forcing them away and giving me a clear path to the fog machine. I then poured the cure into the fog machine. This turned the cure into a gas and released it throughout the room. The gas washed over my family members, and soon they were all cured.
Grumble, we missed you!
I missed you too. Now let's get you guys out of here. Suddenly, the room began to shake as Jeff's shop reopened, revealing that something was wrong with Jeff. Jeff? Hey, snap out of it!
The gas did something to him. Run away!
Jeff went into a frenzy and began to attack everything around him. I ran for the nearest door, escaping through the next room as Jeff attacked El Goblino and my family. On days 33 through 35, I arrived in the next room and found that it resembled a sewer system. Another sewer, huh? I wonder if this is my key out of this place. I suddenly noticed a pool of black sludge. It began to boil and the Seek blob broke through the surface, towering over me.
No one passes me.
He summoned tentacles of black sludge around me that whipped at me violently. I tried to fight off the Seek blob with my Grumble attacks, but in my current state, I wasn't strong enough to stand against him. I can't win this fight. I have to wash him away. Just then, I spotted a nearby water valve. I activated it and turned to see that there were several other ones that would need to be activated too. I need to trigger them all to get the water flowing.
Good luck getting past me.
I began turning on every valve I could get close to. As I did, I thought I spotted something interesting in the process, but I had no time to check as he sent more tentacles after me. Rewatch the video at 0.25 speed and see if you spot something interesting. I ran at each valve and turned it on. Soon, I had powered them all on and water rushed into the room. The water ran into the Seek blob and washed it away. Soon, the Seek blob was out of my sight, but the water didn't stop pouring in. Uh-oh! I tried to evade the rushing water, but I got swept up in it and got carried away. On days 36 through 39, I was launched out of a pipe into a room full of vines and plant life. This place is a labyrinth! I better keep moving if I'm gonna escape. I used my powers to slash my way through the dense wall of plant life blocking my path. I was managing to slowly make progress, but I eventually got tangled in the brambles and stuck in place. Things went from bad to worse as darkness consumed my surroundings and the terrifying dread appeared before me.
Leave this room at once.
He attacked me, landing a painful strike. I tried to escape, but the bushes had me trapped. He kept attacking me while I was stuck.
Leave.
Ow! I'm trying! Ow! He continued to attack, each blow bringing me closer to death. I had to free myself before I was killed. I noticed shears buried within the bramble bush and got an idea. I used my laser attack to cut them out and quickly grabbed them. I used them to cut through the plants and freed myself just in time, managing to narrowly avoid Dread's attack. I made a break for the exit, but as I was running, I noticed a guiding light leading me toward the chest on the other side of the room. Oh no, if guiding light is around that chest, then it must be important. Against my better judgment, I ran back into the room. I had to risk being killed by Dread to get to that chest. On days 40 through 43, I rushed towards the chest as Dread fired another attack at me. I managed to avoid it and finally reached the chest. I broke it open and found a crucifix inside. Yes, I knew it was important. I grabbed it, upgrading into my next form and gaining 5 hearts and new powers. Another eye formed on my head, making my laser powers even stronger and allowing me to shoot energy orbs from my mouth. Dread tried to attack me again, but I used my new energy orb attack on him, sending him flying back and stunning him. With Dread stunned, I took my chance to escape the area and ran into the next room. I soon found myself in a hallway of doors. Wait, where am I? What room is this? I examined the doors nearby and tried opening one of them, but I got jump scared by Dupe.
Wrong way!
I shut the door and ran to another one, but he was behind that one too. Each time I tried a new door, he appeared and attacked me. Every time I tried to retaliate, he shut the door before I could hit him. This is horrible! There's no way out! Suddenly, I realized that I had exactly what I needed to turn the tables. I walked over to the next door and placed down my crucifix. I then opened the door and Dupe tried to jump scare me, which activated my trap. Dupe got pulled out of the door and into the room with me, getting chained to a summoning circle.
No! You'll pay for this!
Unfortunately for me, he was able to break free from the chains and attack me. The real fight had now begun. On days 44 through 46, I clashed with Dupe now that we are on an even playing field. My new Grumble attacks were powerful, but his speed allowed him to outmaneuver me. He was able to get behind me and strike me with deadly red beams. Fortunately, my upgraded form wasn't just for show, and I was quick enough to fight back and hit him with new laser eye attacks. Thanks to them, I started getting the upper hand in the fight.
You won't get away with this!
In a panic, Dupe tried to flee through one of the doors. Oh no you don't! I used my energy orb projectile to destroy the lever on the door he was headed towards. This stopped him dead in his tracks.
What? No!
I closed in on him, then used a killing blow to finish him off before he could go for any other door. Suddenly, the real door revealed itself at the end of the room. I passed through it, continuing deeper into the mines. I arrived inside of another room that looked like another sewer area. More sewers. I must be getting closer towards door 200.
Too bad you won't be going any deeper.
Suddenly, Seek tripped out of a pipe nearby, forming into his monstrous state. He bolted straight for me, and I ran for my life. On days 47 through 50, I was being pursued by Seek through the sewers. As I ran, I saw that his corrupted black sludge had infected the sewer water, making it deadly and dangerous. I came to a long stretch of black sludge water and began to platform across the wooden pallets that floated through it. Seek used his powers to destroy the platforms I was jumping across in an attempt to kill me. I came dangerously close to falling into the sludge at several points, but I managed to keep my footing. Soon, I took one final leap and landed on the other side. I went through the sewer passages further ahead and found that the walls were lined with creepy eyes.
I see you.
I kept moving, but tentacles emerged from the ground and whipped at me. But I used my laser attacks to destroy several of them, cleaning the way and allowing me to continue onwards. Come on, just a little further. Finally, I began to close in on the next door.
Where do you think you're going?
Suddenly, tentacles blocked the doorway and Seek emerged from the ground. He landed a heavy hit on me and caused my vision to blur as I passed out.
Don't worry, I have big plans for you, troublemaker.
On days 51 through 54, I awoke inside of a nest that Seek had created. It was full of dark sludge and watchful eyes all around me. I looked up and Seek was standing before me. What is this place? What did you do?
I simply did some renovations, and soon the entire mine will be the same.
Not if I stop you first.
That's the problem with you and your pathetic kind. You all value your precious freedom so much, and yet it gets you nowhere. If you simply obeyed me, you could have had everything you could ever want.
That's not true. My mom always told us about the outside world. I'm gonna get there with my siblings whether you like it or not.
You should learn to listen to your king. Luckily for you, you soon won't have a choice.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm going to do the same thing I did to your precious siblings. I'm going to take over your mind and have you do my bidding.
No! Before I could resist, Seek released dark smoke into the cell, corrupting my mind.
I'll see you soon.
As Seek left, I tried to resist the corruption, but it was useless, and I was soon sent into a nightmare. On days 55 to 57, I awoke inside of a nightmare realm. I was waist deep in dark sludge, and Seek's evil voice was booming from above.
You see now where resistance gets you? All this pain and suffering you've been through has all been because you refuse to obey. Join me, and all of that will stop.
Never! I'm gonna make my mother proud! I tried to move through the slide and resurface, but it was like quicksand and slowly pulling me down.
Come now. Don't be foolish. Joining me means you won't have to struggle anymore. I'll make everything easier.
No! I can't give up! My strength began to fade as I was pulled further and further beneath the surface. Soon, I was completely submerged in the sludge and surrounded by blackness. I was on the edge of giving up when I heard a familiar voice calling for me.
Grumble, please come back to us.
Is that my sister?
Grumble, wake up!
We love you, Max. Please come back to us.
Hearing my family and knowing they were nearby gave me the surge of strength I needed to fight against the sludge and begin swimming back up.
No! Stop!
It took all the strength I had, but I was able to force my way back up and break through the surface, awakening from the nightmare. I woke up to find my family surrounding me. The cage was gone and they had come to help me.
Grumble, you're awake.
Guys, it's so good to see you. Suddenly, a terrifying Seek worm popped out of the ground before me.
You're not escaping this place alive.
Everyone, get to cover! The Seek worm attacked me with ferocity, and I braced myself for battle. On days 58 through 61, I fought off the deadly Seek worm. It used his bite attacks on me while I retaliated with laser attacks. It was a quick and devastatingly strong foe. This fight would be one of my toughest yet. It came at me with an inky projectile attack that I narrowly avoided, the attack instead destroying something interesting. Hey, I didn't get a chance to see what that was. Rewatch at 0.25 speed and see if you spot it. I ran at the Seek worm once more, but it struck me with a strong bite attack that launched me back. I didn't have a chance of defeating it in a fair fight.
I will make you and your family submit to the power of Seek.
Grumble, over here.
I looked to see my sister standing next to a pool of sludge. I dodged an attack from the worm and ran over to her.
There's a guiding light coming from the sludge pit.
If there's a guiding light, then there must be a crucifix. I'm going in.
Don't do it, Grumble. It's dangerous.
There's no choice. Without that crucifix, there's no way we can win this.
Then just be careful.
I dove into the sludge, following the guiding light downwards. There was nothing but blackness around me, and all I had to lead me was the guiding light. Finally, I saw the crucifix at the bottom, but I was on the verge of dying to the sludge around me. I'm not gonna make it! On days 62 through 64, just as I was about to die to the damaging sludge around me, the guiding light became stronger around me. It empowered me, healing me back up to full health and giving me the final push needed to reach the crucifix. I grabbed it and upgraded again, gaining 5 hearts, new powers, and my 3rd eye stalk. I was now a fully fledged Alpha Grumble. I re-emerged from the sludge and saw the Seek worm closing in on my sister. I ran at the Seek worm and ambushed it. I landed a heavy blow onto the Seek worm, launching it onto the wall and killing it for good as my sister cheered for me.
Go, Grumble!
Before I could celebrate, a cage appeared around my sister. That was when Seek returned once again, dropping down before us all.
Did you forget, Giggles? I have eyes everywhere.
Grumble, run before he gets you too!
But what about you?
Come back for me later! Run!
Seek prepared another attack against me, but I listened to my sister and ran for my life by fleeing through a sewer pipe before he could get me. On days 65 to 67, I emerged from the other end of the pipe and dropped into another room, escaping Seek for the time being. I have to get stronger so I can save my siblings. I better keep moving. I moved towards the next door I could see. I saw that it was locked shut once I got to it. I backed up and saw that the door was surrounded by buttons and switches. This must be a puzzle. I guess I'll give it a shot. I flipped the switches and pressed the buttons at random, but nothing happened. Maybe if I try hitting them all? I went through each switch and button and made sure I activated them all, but still nothing happened. Ugh, that's it. I don't have time for this. My family needs me. Coming through! I used my powers on the door, but it didn't make a single dent in it. Oh, come on! Just then, an unfamiliar voice began to speak in my head.
Looks like someone needs help.
Who are you?
Why don't you let me show you?
Suddenly, the world around me began to fade as I was pulled into a vision. On days 68 to 72, I appeared inside of a dream realm and saw a mysterious entity looming in front of me.
Hello there, Grumble. My name is Jack.
What do you want with me? Why are you in my head?
I am only here to help you. I can open that door, but in exchange, I'll need a small favor.
What do you want me to do?
I'll decide that when the time comes. What do you say?
I don't know if I can trust you, but my siblings really need my help. Looks like I don't have a choice.
Very good.
I accepted Jack's deal and returned to the real world. When I reawoke, I now had an ultimate laser that could destroy any blocks in my path. I used my new abilities on the door, allowing me to pass into the next room. When I arrived on the other side of the door, I spotted the figure wandering around. That thing again? I guess I'll just have to stay quiet.
Actually, I'd like to call in that little favor I mentioned before. Capture the figure here and now, or else I'll kill you.
What?
A deal's a deal!
On days 73 to 75, I had to figure out how to trap the figure and complete Jack's favor before he decided to kill me. I explored the room in search of tools, searching every drawer and closet that I could find. Whenever the figure got too close, I took cover in a nearby hiding place until it moved on. In one of these hiding spots, I found a few glass bottles. These could be useful. I grabbed one, but when I went to pick up another, I dropped it and it smashed, making a loud noise. The figure approached me at high speed, but I threw a glass bottle towards the other side of the room. It smashed and the sound drew him away from me. That was close. I don't have any more bottles around here, so I better be careful. I continued through the room only to accidentally step on a pressure plate. The click it made alerted the figure again. The monster lunged towards me, but I managed to climb onto a higher surface before it could kill me. I looked around for a way out, but the only other door in there was locked. The figure began attacking the higher ground I stood on, trying to knock me down. Just as I thought I was gonna fall, I noticed the guiding light highlighting a vent on the wall. That's my ticket out of this! I lasered the grates and jumped through the vent as the figure missed his last attack, allowing me to escape in the nick of time. On days 76 through 79, I emerged from the other end of the vent and dropped down into the room that had the next crucifix. I ran over to the crucifix and grabbed it, allowing me to transform. I gained 5 more hearts and new powers. Let's see the figure try to take me on now. Just then, the figure ambushed me from behind and did significant damage. Get away from me! We began to fight, my upgrades allowing me to hold my own against him. I used my new ultra laser powers on him, hitting him hard enough to knock him through the wall back into the room from earlier. While the figure was stunned, I ran up to him and used the crucifix, causing him to be chained to a ritual circle. Now, Jack! The ritual circle turned black and dragged the figure down into it, sacrificing him to the dark unknown.
Pleasure doing business with you, Grumble. Our deal is completed, so I best be off. But before I go, take this as my parting gift.
Just then, the locked door opened for me as I felt Jack's presence fade from my mind. Note to self, don't make deals with the scary 2D faces. That was when I suddenly heard someone calling for help. Help me! That sounds like Bob. Hold on, Bob. I'm coming! I hurried through the now unlocked door, hoping I wasn't too late. On days 80 through 83, I arrived on the other side of the door to find Bob. But to my surprise, he was now just ahead. Bob? What happened to you?
Screeches is what happened. They took my body and scattered the pieces everywhere. I need your help putting me back together.
I really want to, but my family is in danger. I don't have much time.
Get all my missing pieces and make me whole again, and I'll help you find them. 2 heads are better than 1.
Well, okay,
You look like you could really use a hand.
Okay, I get it.
Working together could give you a leg up.
Okay, you've got a deal. Just please stop making body part puns. I began scouring the mines in search of Bob's missing body parts. I came upon a vine-covered chest and found Bob's arm inside. Just as I was about to grab them, Timothy the spider popped out. Ah, you again!
I'll be taking these.
I chased after the little spider and used my laser attacks to try and smite him down, but he was just too elusive for me. I had to think of another way to catch him. I got it! I set up a trap with lots of useless junk and hid nearby, waiting for Timothy to steal my things.
Ooh, I'll be taking these as well.
Gotcha! I caught him by surprise and used my lasers once more to kill the thief once and for all. That'll teach you to steal from me. Upon Timothy dying, I noticed that he had some of Bob's body parts. That's the arms and the legs, but I'm still missing Bob's torso. I wonder where it could be. I explored my surroundings further and soon realized that Bob's body was at the end of a narrow hallway. But before I could approach it, eyes dropped down before me, blocking my path. On days 84 through 86, I was face to face with eyes. Just looking at eyes caused me to take damage. I looked away quickly to prevent further damage from being afflicted upon me. If I keep looking at eyes, I won't make it out of here alive. I'm gonna have to find another way around him. I tried to walk past him without looking at him. I got closer to passing the creature until it suddenly teleported in front of me. I immediately took damage from looking at the monster and quickly looked away. Ugh, this approach isn't working. I'll just need to make my own path to avoid this guy. I ran towards the nearest wall and began to use my Grumble strength to burrow through it to make my way around him. Soon, I emerged on the other side of the room. I grabbed the last piece of his body and ran out of the hallway before eyes knew what hit him. Soon, I made my way back to where Bob's head was and dropped his other body parts down for him.
You found my body parts. Great work. Now I just need to reattach myself.
His bones then reassembled into a headless skeleton and did a backflip. It then began walking around.
Oh, brother. Hey, you bag of bones. Over here.
You need some help there, bud?
No way. He'll figure it out. Come on now. Not that way. Turn around. A little to the left. No, my left.
Eventually, his body made contact with his head, and in a flash, they fused together and Bob was back in one piece.
Whoa! I feel whole again. Thanks, buddy. What are we doing again?
We need to save my family members.
All right, let's go save your siblings.
Bob then ventured off, and I quickly followed after him. On days 87 through 89, Bob and I arrived in a massive dam where my siblings were being held in a large cage. They were being suspended over a pit of sludge. The Seek blob from before was keeping a close eye on them. I wanted to save them, but I didn't want to risk being destroyed by that monster. We have to get them out of there.
But how? If the monster spots us, we'll be done for.
I spotted some valves around the room. If I could turn them all, I might be able to wash them away. I'll focus on turning them while you get closer to my siblings. When the time's right, I'll give you the signal and you'll set them free.
All right, good luck.
Bob and I split up and we began executing our risky plan. I stayed low and quiet as I stealthed through the dam, staying out of the Seek Blob's sight. As I moved, I came upon valve after valve and quietly turned each of them. With each valve I turned, the sludge level lowered more and more.
What the? Is something wrong with the plumbing?
I jumped my way from one end of the dam to the other and turned another valve, but this one broke and dropped loudly, causing the Seek Blob to look my way. I took cover just in time, but the Seek Blob was suspicious now.
Something's not right. Show yourself!
Tentacles popped out of the ground near where I was hiding and felt around for me. I did my best to stealth around them and avoid touching them. Soon, I reached the final valve. I turned it, draining the last of the sludge. Now, Bob! Bob hit a switch and released my family from their cage. With no sludge beneath them, they landed safely. As all this was happening, the Seek Blob was able to spot me. He was now enraged.
I'll rip you to bloody shreds for this!
Everyone run! I'll take care of this guy! Bob led my family to safety as I ran in and clashed with the monster. On days 90 through 92, I fought the Seek Blob one-on-one. I used my new Grumble powers, putting up more of a fight against this monster than I was able to before. Despite this though, the Seek Blob's strength was still devastating.
You can't defeat me! I'll crush you!
He slammed his tentacles down onto me, launching me back and doing serious damage. I had gotten stronger, but not strong enough. Just then, I spotted a guiding light pointing towards a nearby door, but the Seek Blob was standing in the way of the path it was pointing me towards. I had to force my way through no matter what. I drew upon all the strength I had and fired a powerful beam, knocking the massive beast aside. I followed the light through the door and down the path. Soon, I found the final crucifix at the end of it. I obtained it, gaining 5 hearts and new powers. Let's see how you do against my full strength. I ran back out to face my foe and unleashed my new Grumble/abilities onto the Seek Blob, taking it down once and for all. As he fell, the final doors of the mine was revealed. The end was now in sight. Just a little further. I'll reunite with my siblings, escape this place, and make you proud, Mom. On days 93 through 95, I passed through the newly revealed door and made my way to a railway. I began making my way through the mine shaft, hoping to find the next doorway at the end of it. I was making good progress until I noticed that something was off. Haven't I seen that painting before? It's probably just my imagination, right? I shook off the bad feeling and kept moving, but I found myself passing by that same painting again. Okay, something is definitely wrong. I placed a block on the ground to see if it would pop up again and kept moving. To my surprise, after walking a bit, I found the block I had placed. I'm going in circles. I tried heading back the way I came, but I still found myself stuck in a loop. No, Seek is trapping me here. I need to reunite with my family. I was stumped and had no idea how to escape, but then I thought of something. I used my Grumble burrowing powers to make my own door in the wall. After a bit of digging, I found myself back inside of Jeff's shop. I had broken the loop. My family and friends were waiting for me there. There you are! On days 96 to 98, I was finally reunited with my family and friends. I felt excited now that they were all together again.
You were so brave. Thank you for saving us. We couldn't have done it without you.
And he couldn't have done it without me.
Yeah, thanks, El Goblino. I can say the same to Bob. I couldn't be here without his help.
Ah, shucks. Thanks for that. It means a lot to me.
But what are we gonna do now? That no good sick monster is still after us. No matter what we do, he won't give up.
I'm gonna make sure that my mom's dreams come true. We're gonna break out of these mines and take down that murderer once and for all.
Yeah, I'm coming too. We can help you win this.
You could do with a little muscle to back you up, hombre. I've been working out, you know.
No, you guys have been through enough. I need to face this alone. If any of you were lost, I wouldn't be able to go on. This is for the best. Trust me.
But Big Bro, we wanna help. Can you really do this alone?
Don't count your brother out yet. I've gotten stronger over the course of this journey. Once Seek is taken care of, then I'll bring you all to the surface with me where we'll start a brand new life. What do you think of that? My siblings cheered with joy and excitement.
I really want to go with you, but okay. It's a deal. Oh, before you go, take this. We love you.
She handed me some band-aids to help me on my journey. Thanks for this. I'll see you guys soon. I promise. Without another moment to waste, I set off to end this nightmare once and for all. On day 99, I arrived back at the dam to find the exit waiting for me on the other side. I'm almost there. I'm too close to fail. Just then, I heard Seek's voice booming in the area around me.
You won't escape this place. Just give up already and die.
He then spawned tentacles all around, and I swiftly cut through them and kept moving. Suddenly, another Seek worm came after me, and I used my new powers to overcome the obstacle in my path. I will never give up. Never! In due time, an even larger Seek worm arrived to stop me just as I was nearing door 200.
Turn back, Grumble. It would be rude of you to leave so soon.
Never! You can't stop me! I used my upgraded strength to knock the Seek worm off the dam and down to his doom. That'll teach you to mess with me! I made my way through the last door and up the ladder inside. The exit was right in front of me. Surface, here I come! On day 100, I climbed up the ladder to the surface and found myself standing before a massive castle. The outside world was huge, bigger than I could ever imagine. I did it, Mom! I made it outside of the mines. I hope you're proud of me. Everything was going well until all of a sudden Seek emerged in front of me.
Looks like someone wanted a bit too far from the nest. You know you shouldn't be out here.
You again? Let me through, or I'll make you let me.
You've been a real pain. I'm gonna do what I should have done from the beginning.
Without another moment, Seek lunged towards me and we clashed in a head-to-head battle. He used his sharp claws and tentacle attacks, proving to be tougher than anyone I had faced thus far. Luckily for me, I had gotten stronger as well. I used all of my Grumble attacks to fight back. We were neck and neck, but I knew I couldn't lose this battle or everything I did would have been for nothing.
You're stronger than your mother, but that won't stop me from defeating you too.
He landed a laser attack, but I endured it and retaliated with a laser attack of my own. You're a monster, and you'll pay for what you did to her. I'm bringing you down, and my family is coming up to the surface with me. I used an upgraded roar attack, the most powerful attack I had unleashed yet. It was enough to strike down Seek once and for all. With Seek defeated, my Giggle siblings and I were finally free.